Hi everyone, this is Jen with Scrapping Posh, and I'm here to share with you some country craft creation design team projects. Some of them are new and some of them you've seen before. I used what I had in my last country craft creation haul video, the Echo Park Day at the Park collection, and then I had some patterns and solids and some textiles, seam binding and such, and then these cute buttons. So this is what I have left of all the papers that I had. I have some 3 Mickey buttons left out of, I think there may have been 12 in there. And then, but they're really cute. I'll link everything below. This is all of the paper I have left. So what I'll probably do is just make some tags to go in my album. And then this is all I have left of the sticker sheet, and I will probably use these on the tags or, you know, find some places to put them in my album. And I wanted to share, I told you guys that when I did my scrapbook layout, I also did some Project Life layouts. So this is my 2010 Disney trip album, and I had already had some done. So the first few pages were done. The first few pages were done already, and I'm sorry for the glare. That may be a little better for you. So these pages were already done, but if you've ever done a big album like this, you kind of get burnt out after a little while. And seeing this collection made me get this back out and be like, oh wow. So this is my 2017 album, and I went in 2017 with the high school band. And I also have a 2016 album that I went with my family. Okay, so here's where we start with the collection. I used some of the 3x4 cut-aparts, and then I used some of just the paper. This is a black cardstock with one of the stickers on it. A sticker. Like, my favorite thing in the whole collection was the cupcakes, because I didn't actually eat a cupcake, but I enjoyed watching them make the cupcakes. So and here's one of the papers. So this is a 6x6 layout, and I used one of the 4x6 cards there. All this. So you're talking, I mean, obviously it's picture heavy, but that's probably about 12 pages that I got done. Oh, there's more. This one will be another 12x12 layout. This is the one, the 12x12 that I did. I got one of the 4x6s that I cut in half. That's a scrap. Again, with the cupcakes, I'll leave that in there because, like I said, I love the cupcakes. And I think that's all I did. So, I mean, you can imagine, yeah, that's all I have. You can imagine if I would have stuck the whole collection in this album, I would have been able to finish it. I have Project Life cards, so, and I have several other Disney collections. So, yes, definitely a little bit goes a long way. And so, having said that, let's look at our other projects. And so that was one of my projects that I did on camera, was that 12x12 layout that I showed you. So that's the Project Life that I told you I would show you, and that 12x12 layout. And then the first project that I did with the collection is this one. And I'll turn this back on now. Let me zoom you back in. And I'll link the video below for this if you want. I just have some cut-aparts here. Some of the trims and laces. Some of the buttons are sewed on to the trim. And then each page is the same. Plenty of room for photos. And like I said before, there's lots of places that I can put pictures and then use those scraps to decorate the pages, and the pictures to, or the stickers to decorate the photos that I put in here. And then there's, you know, big room for front and back. And this is an easy album to make because it's just one page layout over and over. And I did that mostly because I couldn't talk and I wanted you guys to have an easy tutorial to follow without me blabbing through it. Okay, so now for the new stuff. This is a 3x4 album, and it is a like a brag book. And whenever I make something, I have a purpose in mind for it. And my purpose for this was either little hands or maybe hands that aren't so, have lost some of their dexterity, like great-grandparents and, you know, grandparents depending on how old, and, you know, other factors. So this is a simple album. Depending on who you're giving it to, you may reconsider the ribbon closure because sometimes those are hard to tie back. But I don't have a tutorial for this, but if you would like one, please let me know. I would love to do it. But the best part about this is there's no flips, flaps, or tags. It is, I think I counted 20 pages front and back, which is a place for 40 photos. And I can see little guys and grandparents sitting down and going through an album like this. It's like compact, so if you have limited space, let's say in a hospital room or a nursing home, this would be perfect to set out on the side table, you know, for a little while after your trip. And you can put pictures in here, and you can also either leave these blank, or you can put a little square of white cardstock and put some journaling in there, and the little ones can tell the grandparents or whomever, neighbors, whoever they want, about their trip as they see the pictures. And I thought this was my thought process as I was making this album. And it's this is almost the last thing I did with the paper, so it was made from scraps. Got glue here. I used a sticker on the front, one of the yellow buttons that look like the balloon, a sticker on the side, and on the back, and then the rest of it is fairly plain. And again, that's 3x4s, so utilized a lot of the 3x4 cut aparts. And the leftovers from the paper could be cut down to the 3x4s and made into this little fun album. So if you guys want to see a tutorial on this, let me know. It's a fairly easy album, and like I said, good for little hands. So that's my third project with this collection, or fourth depending on how you look at it. And then my last one, I used this Graphic 45 tag book. I only used 4 of the tags. I think it comes with 8. And I used some on a different project, I believe. But it's Graphic 45 tags. And I used some of the seam binding and ribbons on the ring just to give it some interest. And again, like I said, always having something in mind for this. This would be great for little hands. They can't, I mean, they can, of course, you know, it's made of paper. They can't ruin it. They can tear it. They can slobber, or they can get it wet. They can pull it apart. But it's easy. So I put some actual pictures in here because sometimes it's hard to visualize, like, what would I do with that? So on the front, I just use my scraps. This is one of the stickers here, and then on the back, that's me and my daughter, and the same. I use the scrap. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see how easy it is to manipulate this. And you can carry it around with you. You can put it on the shelf. You can hang it on a hook. And this was just some of the some of the pictures that we had. We used the we did the photo, and if you're a scrapbooker, I absolutely suggest doing the photo package. It's well worth it. You can stop basically anywhere you want and get a picture and then download it. And then I just used some big red thickers to put 2016 on it. So this is my last project here. So like I said, if you want a tutorial on it, this is pretty self-explanatory, and literally this little book right here took me 10 minutes to put together with the scraps and some excess pictures I had that wouldn't fit in my album. So yeah, I just wanted to show you how far a paper collection goes. I really like stretching my paper collections as far as possible, if you haven't noticed. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. Just keep creating. If you would like to comment, like, and subscribe, I would appreciate it greatly. And go to Country Craft Creations and get you some cool papers, some cool embellishments, and seam binding, which is awesome. I love this seam binding. And we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.